My name is Liz Thompson, and I'm a police officer from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I really do have friends in the room. I'd like to tell you just real briefly how I came to be here, and I'm very, very happy and honored to be here. Several years ago in Albuquerque, we were having some tragedies. And the Albuquerque Police Department and the city government of Albuquerque said, we need to come up with a better way to respond to people who are homeless, people who are in crisis, people who have mental illness, people who have addictions. And I was, and have been for many years, a member of our crisis intervention team, which is known across the country as CIT. And I got the fortunate good luck to be sent to several cities in the country to look at different models. And we just stumbled onto a model out of Phoenix where police officers were doing street outreach to people who are homeless with service providers. So I decided that was a really cool idea and brought it back to Albuquerque, where everybody told me that I was completely crazy, that I could never get police officers to do street outreach with people who were homeless. I was also told that I would never be welcome by a service provider. Well, I started going to meetings, started garnering support from city government, and I have to say, I wasn't really welcomed by the service providers. I would go so far as to say they hated me and my coworkers. But I am happy to tell you that we started out. I had the good luck of meeting some really, really dedicated, good people from Albuquerque Healthcare for the Homeless. And some of them are with me here today. And Dominic Zerlo, if you'd stand up. Dominic changed my life. The city of Albuquerque paid money to have a workshop where officers and service providers were going to learn how to get along. We called the workshop, Why Should We Work With Them? That's true. So that's where, and we got to do those exercises like who do you throw off the lifeboat? You know that exercise? Well, guess who got thrown off the lifeboat? The cops. I met Dominic there, and he started talking to me about harm reduction. Well, I knew about needle exchange, and I'm going to admit to you that as a police officer, the way that we're trained and the way that policing is traditionally done, harm reduction was not in my world. So Dominic said, well, you really need to come out and see this. We do a harm reduction outreach, and why don't you come? Don't wear your uniform, and you can just see what we do. I said, okay, I'll give it a shot, because we really wanted to do this street outreach thing, but we needed to educate ourselves on the law enforcement side. So I went on a Thursday evening to the street outreach that is a harm reduction outreach that is done by the Department of Health in collaboration with Healthcare for the Homeless. And I walked up, and they have a van, and there's a lot of people who look like they're homeless hanging around. And I started looking for Dominic. And I didn't see Dominic, so I went up and I introduced myself to a person from New Mexico AIDS Services. And she said, oh yeah, Dominic's not here yet, but you can help. You can hand out condoms. And they gave me I wasn't clapping. So they gave me a very large plastic tub full of condoms, which I got to tell you, I didn't know how to pass out condoms, but I learned real quick, and including the guy that came up and wanted to know if I had any flavored ones or extra large ones. And So finally Dominic came, and I got the chance to sit in on an overdose prevention class with participants. So they didn't know I was a police officer. I didn't do anything policey. And at one point during the class, we were all sitting in the bed of a pickup truck having the class. Dominic had to get up and go do something, and so the participants started to talk amongst themselves about how they felt about law enforcement. And that was a remarkable experience for me, because they talked about how afraid they were and how they were afraid to call police. And then they talked about how they felt about Dominic and the people doing harm reduction and how those people save lives. And it was a remarkable experience. What we started to do then is we started something in Albuquerque called Connect to Care. And it is where police officers go out and they pick up people and take them to the harm reduction outreach. Now, when I first started doing this, I was told I was completely crazy and this would never work. In 1 month, police officers transported 90 people. Of those 90 people, 60 of them actually received services such as vaccinations, HIV tests, hepatitis, so on. So we were really proud of that. Out of that, we started our strategic outreach teams, and this is where we have teams that include police officers, service providers, and we go out and we do street outreach. And we are proud to say that in Albuquerque, during our strategic outreach, we are doing needle exchange with the officers present. It's safe. I'm really proud of this effort. I now am no longer told that I'm completely crazy. I want you all to know that the City of Albuquerque Police Department paid for me to come to this conference. So thank you for allowing me to be here. I told Dominic I'm here to make new friends and get chocolate-flavored condoms. So thank you.